you that don't know me, I'm Coach Quickie for the freshman parents. So here we are on another banquet, another big part of our team that's going to get lost to graduation. When our season ended, I felt like we were far from done. But I chalked that up to needing to reminisce a little bit about the season, which is why we have tonight. To talk about the good times, to talk about the last 4 years for our seniors, and about the relationships that grew over time. For the parents, there's one thing that I remember. It was having my parents there on the sidelines, bundled up, yelling at the refs, bribing me to score goals with ice cream when I was younger, and by young I mean when I was in high school. Having a mom who was once thrown out of a rec basketball game when I was in 5th grade. So I do appreciate how tame our crowd has been. I know there's been seasons of teams where there were not tame crowds, and for the most part, I think that our parents did a great job with that. Even if your kids don't realize it, one day they're going to look back and they're going to appreciate your nagging, your discipline, and you keeping up with their busy schedules. Getting up on the weekends, 7 o'clock when they had to get up for practice, driving them back and forth. You always put them first, and you never give up on them. So I'm thanking you for them. My managers, you guys are always working behind the scenes. I try to be organized on game days. I'm a total mess on game days. I'm not thinking about anything. I forget things all the time. They always have my back. They have the book when I forget it, and they have to come back inside with my keys. When I don't upload any of the games in the schedule on Huddle, they do it for me. If I don't print rosters, they have to write them all out. So pretty much I'm scattered. And it's a thankless job, so I do appreciate you guys because we use that film for a lot of things. For my coaches, my favorite memory was a grass practice, watching them sub in and out to the center mid position against Sydney because they could only go for a couple minutes before they were exhausted and rotating in and out. Of course, Sydney had to keep staying with them. But when I think about them, I think of the word invested. Roll-offs. What stands out the most to me about roll-offs is how much she loves field hockey. She'll bring quotes for the girls about sports and about life. She would run from one game to another just to make sure she was there for the varsity warm-up because, for those of you that have seen me warm up the goalies, it is not a pretty sight. So she tries to get there as soon as she can. She's constantly demonstrating what dedication looks like for the girls, and I appreciate the role model that you've been. I know that some of them are truly going to miss doing burpees for you at practice when they're away at college. And Coach Allen. Coach Allen is the first player that I have had on my staff as a coach. It's been an honor to watch her grow through the spot because I met her when she was only a junior. She was one of the most hardworking, if not, if her twin sister is here, they would fight over who was the hardest working on the field. But she was one of the hardest workers on the field. So I kind of feel like a proud mom watching her coach now. While I wanted to serve as a mentor, it was easy to give her control. She grew up here, she knew exactly what I wanted in the program, and she was able to put her own spin on things. She was so positive, almost to a fault. I don't know how she's able to smile through everything, because I don't have that skill. She has a lot of game sense about field hockey, and it's clear how much younger girls looked up to you. It was so much fun to watch you coach your first game because I never thought that I would see one of my players on my staff. I really trust your judgment, even though you weren't always with varsity, and we really appreciated you. The best thing about our two coaches is that they can easily coach their own varsity program, and I know one day that they probably will. Thank you for giving us all you have. The theme of this year was trust the process. That reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. You must fall in love with the process of becoming great. When I think of this season, I think of how we evolved as a team and as people. It truly is a process to become great. Early on, I looked at our seniors and I thought, oh man, they are quiet. I was a little bit nervous because of the shoes that they had to fill from the loud, obnoxious seniors from the year before, which I loved them very much, but it was just a very different group. And there's a difference between vocal leadership and leading by example. And what we had was a lot of leadership by example. Eventually, things started to fall together with our vocal leadership. To an outsider, our record does not reflect what our season has been. We lost a couple of games by 1 goal, and in many years, we might have come through with those games. But what an outsider does not see is our growth through our growing pains, the grueling process of working towards greatness. We filled in 8 of the 11 starting spots with players who were never starters. Most of them were never even on varsity until this year. We changed between 2 formations, and very suddenly, and the girls just went with it. We found ways to bounce back from losses and keep pushing forward. Whether we were losing a game 6-0 or winning 6-0, we discussed what we needed to fix, and it was always with discipline. Most importantly, every day it was clear that they wanted to be here. Overall, we had a lot of balance on our team. Some players that helped shape our team culture. Some were the workhorses, some brought the happy on the tense days. Some were the shoulder to lean on, the face of encouragement on a tough day, and some showed how to handle tough coaching and let it make you stronger. No matter the role, the underclassmen really had such a great group to look up to. As the year went on, the little things started to become more clear about our seniors. They were correcting underclassmen. They started to be themselves more around the team. They were opening up and becoming more vulnerable during team bonding. They had personality. They were willing to work, but every chance they got, they would also like to play. God forbid there was a break. Conversations went from who failed that AP Chem test to what color outfit was the best and most comfortable outfit to wear, to the importance of having 8 hugs a day, because it opened up certain neurotransmitter pathways, there they go. It opened up certain pathways to release endorphins. All it took was 1 minute of a water break for these conversations to start up. They love to joke around, to get to know the other underclassmen, and love to intentionally try to annoy me, which you can see by the rat showing up in that video. So I want to talk about each one just a little bit. Phil, I never thought that you'd actually join the team. I had you in class, and all you said was, one day, I'm going to join. And I was like, okay, I'll hold my breath, or I won't hold my breath, sorry. But you shocked us all. You worked so hard and became such a huge part of our team. Sweeper is a position that comes with a lot of pressure. You can't make mistakes, and you never let that pressure get to your head. I'm glad that you joined us, even if we did miss you for 2 years. Karina, you have grown into a leader who isn't afraid to speak up. Your teammates look up to you as a player, and I'm constantly impressed by your stick skills. You're always eager to learn and to grow, and that's something that will take you to the next level in college. Aileen, although you were quiet, you were always working your hardest. You continue to improve over your 4 years and never settled for just being on the team. I know you always were a comic relief under your breath, and the comments that you made were definitely something that a lot of your teammates needed. Thank you for bringing that for us. Sonia, what a comeback you made. Your game is so consistent. Your mentality is perfect for the sport. I'll never understand why you couldn't just wait for me to sub you out before you ran off the field, but I'm happy that I actually got to put you out there to continue to make an impact. Your field hockey career is far from over, and I can't wait to see you succeed more. Maria, you bring such personality to this team, and you're always someone to look forward to seeing. You make people want to be in practice, and you always found ways to bring the team closer together. Your heart has always been in the right place, always cheering on a teammate, always bringing the energy, and your lighthearted attitude will be missed. Emily, you have grown so much from my first impression. The little girl who couldn't focus as a freshman in that first huddle has become a teammate who's disciplined and always there to help someone. You are selfless and always put others first. You have a heart of gold, wisdom beyond your years, and never give yourself an excuse. I'm so happy that our relationship grew so strong over the last few years. You're going to make such an impact on the world. Heather, what will stick out to me is how you were always thinking. You would run up to the huddles and you couldn't contain what you wanted to say. You were one of the toughest runners to beat, although Little Shay can be credited for pushing you to run faster. Your example was always one to follow. When given the choice to run or not, you always chose to run because you knew it was going to make our team better. Thank you for giving the underclassmen someone to emulate. Katie, I always knew your time would come, and you shined this year. You're one of the only people who would let me know if you actually needed to do more work in practice. You always were looking for ways to improve and were critical of your own game. I believe you had 184 saves this season, and you should be proud. It's hard to jump into goal and after never getting much time in varsity, you handled the pressure with ease. Anna Shea, the only player from my 2 teams that will make it through hopefully 8 seasons with me. I don't know if that says more about me as a coach or her as a player, but I'd like to think it's more about her as a player. You never stopped working to be the best that you could, no matter how tough I was on you. So many teammates wrote your name down as someone they look up to because how you always bring a smile to practice and always make the field hockey environment so much fun. I'm so impressed with your ability to balance hard work and play, and I'm lucky I get another season with you. Seniors, I hope you always remember the bus rides where you prayed there wouldn't be any curse words in the songs. The pasta parties that turned into roast sessions about how evil I was throughout your 4 years. The unlikely friendships between teammates sparked from similarities you never knew existed. The gut-wrenching feeling you had on the first day of preseason before the mile, or how much you wanted to cave during a full field dribble drill. The terror of having to do one drill over and over and over and over until you eventually got it right, and the excitement you felt when you heard "Game Day" down the hallway. As you start a new chapter, I'd like to leave you off with this quote. In life we do things we wish we had never done. Some we wish we could replay a million times in our head. But they all make us who we are, and in the end, they shape every detail about us. If we were to reverse any of them, we wouldn't be the person we are. So just live, make mistakes, have wonderful memories, but never ever second guess who you are, where you have been, and most importantly, where it is you're going. Seniors, you have been good to our team and have left your impact. Thank you for all you have done, and we will miss you.